Hi, this is Javin Kharod, a chemical engineer by profession, going to continue our today's topic, audits, the successful approach for the petrochemical companies. Now, what is that? Foremost, environment, health and safety manager in the oil and gas, chemical industries. The thought of the going through regulatory audit is an unwelcome one. It means more work spent on paperwork and less time on improvement and actual compliances. Since audit from the environment and other regulatory bodies are unavoidable, the secret is to maximize their benefit and minimize the workload, reduces the havoc you spend preparing for external regulatory audit and tell you how to get more out of internal audits. Now, less work, more reward, regulatory audits in a detail. The standard procedure for Environment Protection Act or state regulatory audit typically require digging through your last 5 year compliances, record keeping, making sure that all of your equipment is operating properly, scrabbling to fix small and noticeable problem, and hosting an auditor in your office for a few days while he or she interview and investigate. You all are also to be on lookout for any compliances red flag that would make your auditor suspect there could be something wrong lurking below the surface. If this process sounds familiar, there is probably opportunity for improvement, time spent gathering and organizing compliances data, amount of time spent being audited, working with auditor, time and effort spent ensuring proper operation of equipment. Each of this time and labor cost can be reduced, making audit less of burden on your resources. The solution to all three areas is simple, centralized environmental management system that collects, store and processes your environment, health and safety data, and more you can automate the system function, the better. Now, here what? Normally, gathering all of record you will need for an audit will take hour of preparation time, and that assuming all your files are where they should be and accessible. In oil and gas industries, one environment health and safety manager could be responsible for several graphically distant sites. If records are being kept on site at each one, there could be day waiting travel to get all your records together. But with centralized environment, health and safety data management platform, preferably the secure online platform, record from all of your site. There are few buttons, click away, any permit, compliances, report, Amazon, inventory or certificate are easily accessible to both you and your auditors. And when all your paperwork organized, searchable and easily accessible, your auditor will be able to spend a fraction of time conducting the investigation. It's possible to get entire record review done little in 30 minutes, or we have seen it happen but only when record keeping is done in right time. A centralized database can also be used to track and demonstrate that your equipment and control device are good working order. By pairing an environment management system with continuous monitoring system, you can have all continuous operation data you have required to track on hand for an auditor. This is especially important from any environment, health and safety manager In oil and gas industries, the Environment Protection Act is doubling down on monitoring requirement for certain equipment type like flare, tank, cooking unit. Recent changes to flare emission monitoring. Now, making the most of internal audits in detail. It's always healthy for petrochemical manager to give their environment, health and safety department a checkup. An internal audit is one of the best way to accomplish this goal. You will be identify compliances, weak point and risk. Take pulses of your workforce and be more prepared for upcoming compliances report. Unfortunately, finding time to do internal audit can be difficult. There is an attitude that doing self-audit is redundant, and when there are so many government regulations already in place. However, self-audit, when done effectively, is a powerful tool for becoming environmental leader, a company that can recognize for its extra effort, growing in more market share and positive publicity, both are essential in the petrochemical industries. That's why it is important to incorporate self-audit into your environment, health and safety compliances task. But it is equally important to ensure they are solved effective and minimal cost. Sound too good to be true. Now, here's how. An internal environment, health and safety audit should be about reviewing your record to identify positive and negative trends. It should be about chasing after paper. You are finding that your mission record that it's time to reconsider how you collect and manage environment, health and safety data. Instead, you should have central database and environment, health and safety record and report that you can quickly audit. It should be possible to do basic self, environment, health and safety audit primary of your computer if you are using an environment management system. When reviewing your record access, do you have Amazon tracking done every reportable period you are in operation? Do you have document and model of all your Amazon sources? Are you Amazon calculation, methodology, industry's Amazon factor, engineering estimate, etc. documented? Are you tracking utility and usage? Do you notice any unusable peaks in energy or water usage, evidence malfunctioning pieces, equipment, which then lead to increased emissions? How often do you take reading and track material usage? Ideally, you should track this data every day, also weekly or monthly will still meet the reporting requirement most of business. Are there any gaps in record keeping? Was any documentation hard to find? Doing this basic record review, this is groundwork for a full internal environment, health and safety audit. You will typically able to pinpoint issue just looking of your existing documentation with manager eye for detail. The next step is to look any notice, violation, NOV you are site received over the past year, 5 years. Why were you penalized and how have you addressed those issues? The biggest fine come from regulation returning after fact and seeing you have same issue as last audit. Important check. You are documented any corrective action you took isn't documented. Regulation will not consider the job done. Okay. Now check on any abnormality and suspicion you develop during the record review. You are surprised type of issue, even small blips your radar can produce. Finally, roll up your Amazon report utilizing using any other key performance indicator and you investigate all the internal audit report, having the report on hand to show the executive as useful shortcut to showing your environment, health and safety department is on task and will keep everyone accountable. You may also find it useful public relation too. An external auditor perform an audit in accordance with specific law or rules of the financial statement, the company, government entity, other legal entity or organization and is independent of the entity being audited. User of this entity financial information such as investor, government agency and general public rely on external auditor to present unbiased and independent audit report. The manner of appointment, the qualification and format reporting by an external auditor are defined by statute which vary according to jurisdiction. The external auditor must be member of one of the recognized professional accountancy body. External auditor normally they report to the shareholder of corporations. For public company listed on stock exchange United States and the SOX has imposed stagnant requirement. The external auditor in their evaluation, internal control and financial reporting in many countries, external auditor nationalized commercial entity. They are appointed independent government body such as controller, auditor general, security and exchange commission may also impose specific requirements and roles on external auditor include strategic rule to establish independence. Okay guys, this is up to audit. We cover internal audit, environment, health and safety and some point of external audit. Next chapter we have covered external audit in a brief manner and why audit is important as far as industrial concern in our another chapter. Still then goodbye, do take good care of yourself and enjoy Sunday.